जय हिंद दोस्तों, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल जिसमें हम लोग कर रहे हैं वाजीराम रवि का प्रीलिम्स क्विक रिवीजन 24 के लिए, जो कि पार्ट 1 होगा मई से लेकर दिसंबर 2023 तक का। और आप लोगों को पता है कि एग्ज़ाम 26 मई को होने वाला है। तो ये हमारा कंटिन्यू सेशन रहेगा। इसमें हम लोगों ने कई सारे टॉपिक्स कर लिए थे। आज हमारा टॉपिक एजुकेशन से रिलेटेड जो भी है वो चलता रहेगा। यहाँ देखिए एजुकेशन सेक्शन से इसमें कई सारे टॉपिक्स हम लोगों ने कर लिया था और इसी का आज कंटिन्यूएशन रहेगा। तो आपसे बस यही अनुरोध है कि अगर आप लोग हमारे चैनल पर नए हैं और अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो प्लीज़ 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 इसे सब्सक्राइब करके हमें सपोर्ट करें, क्योंकि आपके सपोर्ट से हमें प्रोत्साहन मिलता है और हम और अच्छे अच्छे वीडियो आपके लिए बना कर लाते हैं। और जैसा आप लोगों ने पहले के वीडियोस को स्नेह और प्रेम दिया, उससे काफ़ी हम गदगद हुए हैं। तो और हम और अच्छे वीडियो आपके लिए बना कर ला रहे हैं। तो बस हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें लोगों तक जो इस बार का प्रीलिम्स देने वाला है, उन तक इसे ज़रूर पहुँचाएँ, ताकि वो भी अपने प्रीलिम्स के लिए रिवीजन अच्छे से कर सके। और आपको कुछ नहीं करना, बस आपको वीडियो को आराम से देखते रहना है, सुनते रहना है, आपका रिवीजन उसी से हो जाएगा। इसे जितना ज़्यादा बार देखेंगे उतना ही अच्छा आपका रिवीजन होगा। तो आप लोग बस कंटिन्यू रखें। आज हम लोग यहाँ से शुरू करने वाले हैं साथी पोर्टल से। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं। साथी सेल्फ असेसमेंट टेस्ट एंड हेल्प फॉर एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन portal has been launched by Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Education in collaboration with IIT Kanpur to offer quality education to students preparing for competitive examinations. About the Sati portal, open learning platform available to students at no cost. It is a portal launched to provide quality education to every student who intend to appear for competitive examination like JEE, NEET, various state level engineering and other examinations. It makes use of an indigenously developed AI program called Porter, developed by IIT Kanpur. फीचर्स क्या है इसका तो देखते हैं। द पोर्टल प्रोवाइड अ 45-day crash course available in 5 different languages including English to support a student preparing for JEE and other engineering examination. All India mock tests are conducted every weekend following the same format utilized by the National Testing Agency NTA in organizing the JEE. Sathi for School. It combines both the NCERT studies and JEE learning standards into an extensive curriculum, allowing you to find content that meet both your teaching needs, help students score well in board examination, and also prepare for JEE at the same time. Next is Global Initiative for Academic Network. 8 years after its inception, the Ministry of Education is gearing up to restart the fourth phase of Global Initiative of Academic Network (GIAN). GIAN in higher education was launched in 2015. It is a program of Ministry of Education. Aim क्या है तो tapping the talent pool of scientists and entrepreneurs internationally to encourage their engagement with the institutions of higher education in India. नोडल एजेंसी क्या है तो IIT खड़गपुर। साइलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ ज्ञान क्या है तो एन honorarium is paid to the foreign expert to cover their travel and their expenses. Short-term courses are conducted by their experts, faculties in Indian institutions. This program was first launched to establish collaboration between India and United States of America, but later the scope of the program was extended. The duration of course differ from different courses, varying from 1 week to a maximum of 3 weeks. Next is initiative taken to promote the sports. India achieves a milestone by winning 107 medals, 28 gold, 38 silver and 41 bronze in 19th Asian Game. Various initiative for promotion of sports in India. तो कौन कौन सा इनिशिएटिव है देखते हैं। यहाँ इनिशिएटिव है, इधर डिस्क्रिप्शन है। खेलो इंडिया स्कीम flagship program launched in 2016 to revive and promote sports at the grassroots level. National Sports Talent Search Scheme (NTSSS) identifies and nurture sporting talent at the school level by offering scholarship and training program. Rural sports program encourages participation in traditional and rural sports across India by organizing competitions and providing infrastructure support. Urban Sports Infrastructure Scheme aims to develop sports infrastructure in urban area by constructing and upgrading stadium, multipurpose hall and other facilities. Fit India Movement National campaign launched in 2019 to encourage fitness and physical activities among citizens. Target Olympic Podium Scheme (TOPS) and attempts to provide assistance to India's top athletes. The scheme look to add a premium to the participations of those athletes so that they can win medals in the Olympic. National Anti-Doping Agency (NADA) ensure fair play and promote ethical sport practice in India. Our next heading is food and nutrition, in which first topic is पोषण भी पढ़ाई भी। This program is under Ministry of Women and Child Development. The focus is on early childhood care and education (ECCE) at Anganwadi across the country, which in turn is an important component of Mission Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 envisaged under the NEP 2020. In financial year 2021 and 22, the government restructured the ICDS and Poshan Prime Minister's overreaching scheme for holistic nourishment Abhiyan in Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. The aim is not only to make Anganwadi Center the nutrition hub but also education imparting centers providing at least 2 hours of higher quality preschool instruction on a daily basis. Under this scheme, the government will target children's physical and motor development, cognitive development, socio-economical, ethical development, etc. Next is Multidimensional Poverty Index 2023. The Global Multidimensional Poverty Index (MPI) was released by the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) and the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative (OPHI). It measures poverty across three equally weighted dimensions: health, education, and standard of living, comprising 10 indicators. If a person is deprived in at least one third of the indicator, they are identified as MPI poor. According to 2023 index, 1.1 billion out of 6.1 billion people live in acute multidimensional poverty across 110 countries, maximum being in sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. 25 countries including India successfully halved their global MPI value within 15 years, showing that rapid progress is attainable. In India, a total of 415 million people moved out of poverty within 15 years from 2005-6 to 2019-21, which indicates which incites falling from 51.1% in 2025 6 to 16.4% in 2019-20. National Multidimensional Poverty Index. It is published by Niti Aayog. It is tailored to the national priorities. There are three dimensions as in MPI index, but with 12 indicators, two additional being maternal health and bank account under health and the standard of living dimension respectively. India has achieved a reduction in its MPI value and headcount ratio between 2015 and 16 and 1921. About 135.5 million people exited poverty between 2015-16 and 2019-21. ग्लोबल मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स तो डायमेंशंस देख लेते हैं कौन कौन से और फिर इंडिकेटर क्या है तो हेल्थ में है न्यूट्रिशन एंड चाइल्ड मोर्टालिटी एजुकेशन में ईयर ऑफ स्कूलिंग एंड स्कूल अटेंडेंस एंड लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड में है कुकिंग फ्यूल सैनिटेशन ड्रिंकिंग वाटर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हाउसिंग एंड एसेट्स नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज फूड लेवल टू हैव QR code. FSSAI has recommended the inclusion of QR code on food product for accessibility by visually impaired individuals. FSSAI is a statutory body established under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It was established in 2008 under the Food Safety and Standard Act 2006. The recent advisory notes that ensuring inclusive access to information is a fundamental right of citizen. Also, the QR code inclusion does not replace the requirement to provide mandatory information on the product level. Global Hunger Index. Currently, GHI is jointly published by World Hunger Life and Concerned Wildlife worldwide. India ranked 111th out of 125 countries in GHI 2023. India's rank was 107 out of 121 countries in 2022. India has a level of hunger that is serious. The GHI captures three dimensions of hunger: insufficient availability of food, shortfall in the nutrition status of child, and child mortality. The index includes the following four equally weighted indicators, that is undernourishment, child stunting, child wasting, and child mortality. Next topic, protocol for management of malnutrition in child. It has been put into place by the Ministry of Women and Child Development in collaboration with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the Ministry of Ayush. This is the first such protocol by the government. The protocol provides guidelines for management of child suffering from severe acute malnutrition (SAM), processes needed to for a healthy weight and comprehensive norm of dietary requirement. The identification of malnourished child and their treatment is an integral aspect of mission Portion 2.0. SAM is defined by a very low weight for height, by visually severe wasting, or by the presence of nutritional edema. The protocol also includes unique initiatives like the Body Mother concept, which was first used in the state of Assam. Under this concept, the mother of a healthy baby guides the mother of a malnutrition child as at an Anganwadi center every week. Global Report on Food Crisis 2023. It is prepared by the Global Network Against Food Crisis GNAFC. This organization was founded by the EU, FAO, and WFP in 2016. It has been established that between 691 million and 783 million people in the world suffered from hunger in 2022. Food security means availability, accessibility, and affordability of food to all people at all the times. In 2022, an estimated 2.4 billion people did not have access to adequate food. Stunting among children under 5 years of age has declined steadily from 104.2 million in 2000 to 148.1 million in 2022. Child wasting declined from 54.1 million in 2000 to 45 million in 2022. World Food Program. According to New World Program WFP, New Food Program WFP report, the research of a school meals in low income countries remain 4% below pre-pandemic level despite a recovery overall. World Food Program is a joint program of United Nations and Food and Agriculture Organization FAO that deal with hunger, eradication and promote food security in the world. SDG Goal 2. A member of United Nations Development Program UNDP, WFP is a world's largest humanitarian agency established in 1961 and headquartered at Rome, Italy. It is operating in more than 120 countries which provide food assistance during emergency and works with community to enhance nutrition and generate resilience. It has been functioning in India since 1963 and awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 2020. Funding. WFP is funded by voluntary donation from government, corporation and private donors. यूनाइटेड नेशन डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम, तो क्या प्रोग्राम है ये देख लेते हैं. द यूनाइटेड नेशन डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम UNDP empower developing nation through expert advisors, training, grants. They prioritize support for the least developed countries and foster technical and investment collaboration between nations. Executive board made up of representatives from 36 countries around the world who serve on a rotating basis, headed by an administrator. Fund entirely by voluntary contribution from member nation. UNDP support to United Nations Sustainable Development Group UNSDG working to achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. नेक्स्ट इज वल्नरेबल सेक्शन. तो उसमें पहला है मिशन वात्सल्य स्कीम. इट हैज़ लॉन्च इन 2021 बाई MOWCD टू प्रोवाइड अ रोड मैप फॉर अचीविंग डेवलपमेंट एंड चाइल्ड प्रोटेक्शन priorities aligned with SDGs. It is an umbrella scheme for child protection services in India which aim to secure a healthy and happy childhood for every child in the country. The Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Child Act 2015 and POSCO Act 2012 from the basis framework for implementation of the mission. It is a centrally sponsored scheme in partnership with the state government and UT administration. At the village level, the Child Welfare and Protection Committee (WC and PC) will identify children who are likely to be in challenging circumstances, such as orphanage or street children. These youngsters will be helped through the Mission Vatsalya scheme sponsorship component. The Child Welfare Committee (CWC) will suggest and sponsor, and the Sponsorship and Foster Care Approval Committee (SFCAC) will approve the provision of sponsorship facilities. Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021. It defines surrogacy as a practice where a woman gives birth to a child for an intending couple with the intention to hand it over to them after the birth. It is permitted only for altruistic purposes or for couples who suffer from proven infertility. It is prohibited from commercial purposes. Status of child क्या होगा, तो once the child is born, it will be deemed to be the biological child of the couple and abortion of such a fetus is allowed only with the consent of surrogated mother, as per the provision of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. Eligibility क्या है तो the couple is deemed eligible if they have been married for 5 years and it has different age limit for husband and wife. The couple must not have any living child. Child have mental or physical disability is exempted from this. Also, a surrogate mother has to be a close relative of the couple, a married woman with a child or her own. The essential certificate of being suffering from proven infertility of either partner is certified by a district medical board. Also, the National Surrogacy Board (NSB) and State Surrogacy Board (SSB) has been constituting for enforcing standard for surrogacy clinic. They must also provide insurance coverage for 16 months of surrogate mother, covering any postpartum complication. Same-sex marriage. A five-judge constitution bench of the apex court headed by Chief Justice of India ruled in a 3:2 verdict against giving constitutional validity to same-sex marriage. Further, it was pronounced that right to marry is not a fundamental right. Also, one's sexual orientation cannot decide the capability of suitability of being adoptive parents. It was agreed that a high-level cabinet committee will look into rights that can be conferred on non-heterosexual couples. Mera Yuva Bharat, M by Bharat. It has been established as an autonomous body through cabinet resolution that will serve as an enabling mechanism powered by technology for youth development and youth-led development in the age group of 15 to 29 years. Primary objective: it would be a whole of government platform for youth development. It will offer suitable opportunities for youngsters to enable it voluntary work in the field of their choice. Thus, there is no financial remuneration involved. It will act as an enabler for creating a physical plus digital ecosystem and empower youth individual to become catalyst for community transformation. Issue of child marriage. Over the last few days, Assam has arrested over 2,000 men in a statewide crackdown on child marriage that has taken place in the state. Under what law are the arrests being made in Assam? Man who married girl below 14 years of age would be booked under the POCSO Protection of Child from Sexual Orientation Act 2012, which criminalizes sex between a minor and an adult. The law does not recognize a minor's consent as valid. Meanwhile, those marrying girls between 14 and 18 years would be booked under the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006. In 21, Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021 was introduced in Lok Sabha. Currently, it is studied by the Standing Committee. The bill seeks to amend the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act and increase the marriage age of women from existing 18 year to 21 year. What is the debate on Muslim age of marriage? Under Muslim personal law, the marriage of a bride who has attained puberty is considered. Puberty is presumed in the absence of evidence on completion of age of 15 years. However, under Child Marriage Act, the minimum legal age to get married is 18 for girls and 41 for boys. Child marriage in India. In the last 5 years, it declined by 3.5% point to reach 23.3% in 2020 and 21, according to the latest National Family Health Survey 5 data. West Bengal, Bihar, and Tripura top the list with more than 40% of women aged 20 to 21 married below 18, according to the NFSA data. Next topic: the path to equal report. The paths to equal report twins indicates indices of women's empowerment and gender equality. Report was jointly released by UN Women and UNDP. About the report, this report launched in July 2023 by UN Women and Human Development Report Office at UNDP analyzes data from 114 countries and introduces two new indices. First one is Women Empowerment Indexes. WEI measures women's power and freedom to make choices in various dimensions like health, education, inclusion, decision making, and violence against women. Global Gender Parity Index (GGPI) measures progress in achieving gender parity between women and male across key dimensions of human development, which includes good health, education, financial inclusion, and decision making. की फाइंडिंग्स क्या है तो देखते हैं. वुमेन आर empowered to achieve an average only 60% of their full potential as measured by the Women Empowerment Index WEI. Women achieve on average 28% less than men across key human development dimension as measured by the Global Gender Parity Index GGPI. No country has achieved full gender parity or full women empowerment. In India, gender parity was low despite medium human development. यूएन वुमेन क्या है तो देख लेते हैं. यूएन वुमेन इज द यूनाइटेड नेशन एंटिटी डिसाइडेड टू जेंडर इक्वालिटी एंड एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ वुमेन. It was created in July 2010 by the United Nations General Assembly. It was created by merging the four bodies of UN system. कौन कौन सा देख लेते हैं तो डायमेंशन डिवीजन फॉर द एडवांसमेंट ऑफ वुमेन DAW, इंटरनेशनल रिसर्च एंड ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर द एडवांसमेंट ऑफ वुमेन INSTRAW, Office of the Social Special Advisor on Gender Issue and Achievement of Women OSAGI, United Nations Development Fund for Women UNIFEM. It is headquartered at the United Nations in New York. Next is modern slavery. Global Slavery Index based on 2022 estimates was released by Bark Free Foundation, a human rights organization. According to Global Slavery Index 2023, on any given day in 2021, as many as 50 million people were living in modern slavery. What is modern slavery? Modern slavery refers to situation of exploitation that a person cannot refuse or leave because of threat, violence, coercion, deception, or abuses of power. It is an umbrella term and include a whole variety of abuses such as forced labor, forced marriage, debt bondage, sexual exploitation, human trafficking, slavery-like practices, forced or surveilled marriage, or the sale and exploitation of children. Country-wise finding: the worst offender are countries like North Korea, Eritrea, Mauritania, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Tajikistan. Lowest prevalence: Switzerland, Norway, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden. Maximum number of people living in modern slavery is India, 11 million, then China, then North Korea, Pakistan, Russia, and Indonesia. The Gender Snapshot 2023. UN Women and UN Development of Economic and Social Affairs DESA released progress on the Sustainable Development Goals SDGs. The Gender Snapshot 2023 report. United Nations Development on Economic and Social Affairs UNDESA, or the United Nations Development on Economic and Social Affairs, is a department of the United Nations Secretariat responsible for providing policy guidance, analytical support, and technical assistance to member states in the areas of economic and social development. UNDESA also play a leading role in the implementation of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Next is Sarista Scheme. Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment Dr. Virendra Kumar launched the Sarista scheme for residential education for students of higher school in targeted areas. The Sarista scheme will be beneficial for ST students, those who could not reach for higher quality education. It provides for higher quality education for meritorious but poor SC students in CBSE affiliated reputed residential school across the country. Approximately 3,000 seats are provided each year for admission in class 9th and 11th, and the entire cost of the school fee and residential charge will be borne by the department. The students belonging to scheduled caste studying in class 8th and 10th in the current academic year are eligible for availing the benefit of a scheme and are selected through the transparent mechanism through the National Entrance Test for Sarista NETS, which is conducted by the National Testing Agency NTA for admission in class 9th and 11th. Students belonging to marginalized income group within the SC community whose parental annual income is up to 2.5 lakh are eligible. Successful conditions After following the e-counseling progress, are given admission in the school of their choice anywhere in the country for their academic per session. The department shall bear the total cost of a school fee and hostel charges till completion of their academic up to class 12. There, Thereafter, the student of the scheme may avail benefits of other scheme of the department for the higher education. Next scheme is Hakki Pikki tribes. 31 tribal belonging to Hakki Pikki are standard in Sudan, where violent clashes between a powerful parliamentary forces and the country's armed forces are going on. Hakki Pikki, Hakki in Kannada means bird and Pikki means catcher, are a semi-nomadic tribe traditionally of bird catcher and hunter. It is one of the major tribal community in Karnataka. They are reside in the western and southern state of India, mostly near forest areas. The community migrated to North India, mainly Gujarat and Rajasthan, and is now mainly concentrated in Sivamoga, Devangiri, and Mysore district of Karnataka. They are recognized as a scheduled tribe in India. Occupation क्या है तो after the implementation of stricter wildlife law, the tribe changed its occupation from hunting to selling spices, flour, Ayurveda formulation, and herbal oil. They now travel globally to sell their products, especially in African continent where there is demand for cheaper alternative to Western medicine. Language. Despite being surrounded by Dravidian language and living in southern India, the community speak an Indo-Aryan language. Their mother tongue was designated as Wagri by a scholar. UNESCO has listed Wagri as one of the endangered language. Ritual and custom. The tribe follow Hindu tradition and celebrate Hindu festival. The tribe prefers cross cousin marriage. The society is matriarchal where the groom gives dowry to the bride family. The eldest son of the family is not supposed to cut his hair so that he can be identified easily. They are not non-vegetarians. Elimination of child labor. The 52nd report of Parliamentary Standing Committee on Labor, Textile and Silk Development has been tabled in the Parliament regarding implementation of policy to eliminate child labor. Child labor meaning prevalence and India's commitment to eliminate. According to the ILO, child labor includes any work that deprives children of their childhood potential and dignity, physical and mental development. Article 24 of the Constitution of India prohibits employment of children below the age of 14 years in any factory or mine or in any hazardous employment. The prevalence of child labor in rural area is around 14% and is close to 3 times higher than in urban area, that is close to 5%. Child labor is more prevalent among boys than girls at every age. The agriculture sector accounts for 70% of child labor, followed by service 20% and industry 10%. Definition of child as per various laws initiative in India. As per as per the Child and Adolescent Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986, Kalpra. Child means a person who has not completed his or her 14 year of age. The amendment made to the Act in 2016 bar the employment of adolescent in occupation that deals with hazardous working conditions such as chemical plant and mines. Under the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, child means a male and or female aged 6 to 14 year. As per the Minimum Wage Act 1948, wide its amendment in 1986, a child is defined as a person who has not completed his 14 year of age. The Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act 2015 defines child as a person who has not completed 18 years of age. The term adolescent is not defined in JJ Act 2015. The employment of children in contravention of Kalpra Act is a cognizable offence, whereas under JJ Act 2015 it is non-cognizable offence. The Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare define an adolescent as a person between 10 to 19 years. Next is PM Janaman scheme. Union Cabinet approved the Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Mahabhiyan PM Janman. The scheme is aimed at providing PVTG household and habitation with basic facilities such as safe housing, clean drinking water and sanitation, improved access to education, health and nutrition, road and telecom connectivity and sustainable livelihood opportunities. This initiative is part of Pradhan Mantri PVTG development mission announced in India in 2022-23, particularly vulnerable tribe groups PVTG. तो क्या है अबाउट में देखते हैं PVTGs आर मोस्ट vulnerable among the tribal groups. In 1975, the government of India declared 52 tribal groups as PVTGs on the recommendation of Dehwar Commission. Currently, there are 74 such groups in 22,544 villages across 18 states and one union territory of India. Totally about 28 lakh individuals. Odisha has the highest number of more than 2.5 lakh of PVTGs, characterized by population stagnant or declining, technology pre-agriculture, literacy level extremely low, and economy sustainable level. Variance in population sizes vary significantly from under 1000 in some groups such as the Great Andamanese around 50 and the Ongi around 100 to over 1 lakh in others such as Maria Gond of Maharashtra and Saura in Odisha. Some tribes in central India like Birhor face stagnation while the Ongi and Andamanese are experiencing a decline. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज मिसलेनियस. उसमें पहला देखते हैं नेशनल इंडिकेटर फ्रेमवर्क NIF फॉर SDGs. नेशनल इंडिकेटर फ्रेमवर्क NIF प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट 2023 on sustainable development indicator was released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation MOSP. The Interagency and Expert Group of SDG Indicator IAEG SDGs developed a global indicator framework GIF for monitoring SDG global and objective. At the moment, the GIF has 248 indicators and 231 of which are unique. In order to accomplish this at national level, the MOSPI created a National Indicator Framework NIF in 2018. NIF, like GIF, is developing in nature and currently contains 284 indicators. What are SDGs? The Sustainable Development Goals. SDGs, also known as Global Goal, are a collection of 17 interconnected objectives designed to serve as a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and into the future. At present, NIF includes 284 parameters and these indicators aligned with the SDGs. The global goals for sustainable development कौन कौन सा 17 देख लेते हैं. तो पहला है नो पॉवर्टी, दूसरा है जीरो हंगर, थर्ड इज गुड हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग, फोर्थ इज क्वालिटी एजुकेशन, फिफ्थ इज ग्लोबल इक्वालिटी, सिक्स्थ इज क्लियर वाटर एंड सैनिटेशन, सातवां है अफोर्डेबल एंड क्लीन एनर्जी, एट्थ इज डिसेंट वर्क एंड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, नौवां है इंडस्ट्री इनोवेशन एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, टेंथ इज रिड्यूस्ड inequalities, 11th is sustainable cities and communities, 12th is responsible consumption and production, 13वां है clean climate action, 14th is life below water, 15वां है life on land, 16वां peace and justice, strong infrastructure, strong institution and 17th last is permanent partnership for the goals. अगला टॉपिक है इंटरनल डिस्प्लेसमेंट. द नंबर ऑफ internally displaced people IDPs around the world reached 71 million as of the end of 2022 according to the recently published Global Report on Internal Replacement 2023. Global Report on Internal Replacement 2023. It is released by the Norwegian Refugee Council Internal Displacement Monitoring Center IDMC. Internal displacement refers to people forced to move inside their own border, and the Internal Displacement Monitoring Center's report does not take into account those who left for different countries. Highlight of the 2023 report. The number of initially displaced people IDPs around the world reached 71.1 million as of the end of 2022, an increase of 20% from previous year. The conflict in Ukraine triggered nearly 17 million displacements. 32.6 million people were displaced due to disaster, an increase of 40% from 2021, largely the result of the efforts of La Nina, which continued for a third consecutive year. Of the total disaster displacement, 98% were triggered by weather related events like floods and storms. Total IDPs in India includes 6.31 lakh from conflict and violence, while 32,000 due to disaster. India recorded the fourth largest disaster displacement with 2.5 million displacement. Pakistan has the highest number of disaster displacement in the world in 2022 at 8.16 million. Next topic is circular migration. Circular migration, also known as repeat migration, is the temporary and usually repetitive movement of migrants worker between home and the host area, typically for the purpose of employment. It represents an established pattern of population mobility, whether cross country or rural urban. Various measures taken by the government of India for the welfare of the migrants. Code on Social Security. The code provides certain benefit for interstate migrant workers such as insurance and provident fund. One nation, one ration card. It has given household benefiting for the public distribution system PDS more choice and flexibility to choose with fair price shop FPS that can get their ration from. Draft National Policy on Workers by Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog's draft National Migrant Policy takes a right-based approach and discusses the importance of collective action to help migrants bargain for better conditions. Remote voting. The Election Commission plans to pilot a multi-constitutionally remote electronic voting machine (RVM) to facilitate the participation of domestic migrants from their remote location for voting for their home constituencies. Relief measure during the COVID-19. Sharam portal for creating a database of migrant worker. Distribution of food under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. Affordable Rental Housing Complex ARHCs scheme aimed to provide housing at an affordable rate to migrants near their workplace. Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan GKRA provides employment to returnee migrants affected by the COVID-19 pandemic in 16 selected districts across 6 states. Next topic is consensus and NPR. The first synchronous consensus was taken under British rule in 1881 by W.C. Plowden. Consensus Commission of India. Every 10 year, it is conducted by the Office of Registrar General and Consensus Commissioner of India, Ministry of Home Affairs. The 2021 consensus has been postponed indefinitely and is expected to take place after general election in 2024. It was the first digital consensus giving citizens an opportunity to self-enumerate. Population consensus is listed in Union Territories, entry 69 of 7th schedule in Indian Constitution. It is conducted under the provision of Consensus Act 1948. The National Population Register (NPR) is a record of usual residents of the country. It is mandatory for every usual resident of India to register in the NPR. It is also prepared by the Office of Registrar General of India (RGI) under the Home Ministry. Its objective is to have a comprehensive identity database of people residing in the country. It was first collected in 2010 and then upgraded in 2015. Next topic is United Nations Population Fund. The UN Population Fund UNFPA has released the State of World Population Report 2023. As per the report, India is set to overtake China to become the world's most populous country of the middle by the middle of 23. UN Population Fund UNFPA. United Nations Population Fund UNFPA is trust fund under the jurisdiction of United Nations Development Programme UNDP. UNFPA was was formed in 1969 to 1987, known as United Nations Fund for Population Activities. Established in 1969, the UNFPA is the largest international source of assistance for population program. It is the leading UN organization for the implementation of the 1994 Program of Action of the International Conference on Population and Development. In other words, UNFPA is the United Nations Sexual and Reproductive Health Agency. Its mission is to deliver a world where every pregnancy is wanted, every childbirth is safe, and every young person's potential is fulfilled. State of World Population Report. The State of World Population Report is an annual publication released by United Nations Population Fund UNFPA. It provides an analysis of the world population and its various aspects such as health, education, human rights, and economic development. Here, population 15 to 64 years, 65 plus, TFR लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी इंडिया का है इसमें 1428.6 मिलियन, which is 68% between 15 to 64 years and 7% between 65 plus. TFR is 2 and life expectancy is 72.5 years. चाइना का है 1425.7 million. 15 to 60% is 69% and 65 plus is 14%. TFR is 1.2 and life expectancy is 79 years. ओवरऑल वर्ल्ड का है 8045 मिलियन. 15 to 65 ईयर का है 65% और 65 प्लस है 10%. TFR is 2.3 and life expectancy is 73.5 years. This report is published by UNFPA's State World Population Report 2023. Next is Aadhaar. Aadhaar, a 12-digit numerical identification card, is the world's largest digital ID program. It enables access to public and private service. It also serves as proof of identity and proof of address for residents of India. The Aadhaar program was launched in 2009 by the UIDAI. It serves as a proof of identity which is linked to the individual's biometric and demographic information. UIDAI, it is a statutory body established under the Aadhaar Targeted Delivery of Financial and Other Subsidies, Benefits and Services Act 2016. It issues Aadhaar number 12-digit identification number to each individual. As of July 2023, 765.30 million Indians have linked Aadhaar with ration card to avail ration through public distribution system PDS. Almost 100% of farmer benefits under PM Kisan Yojana are connected by Aadhaar. Next is Agnipath scheme and Agniveer. Agnipath is the scheme under which forces, Army, Navy and the Indian Air Force will recruit soldiers for short term and long term on an all India all class basis for the 4-year contract, including 6 months of training. Those recruits under this scheme are called Agniveer. At the end of 4 years, up to 25% of recruits will join the service on a regular basis, subject to merit and organizational requirements. For other, they will receive around 11.71 lakh with interest, and this will be exempt from the income tax. Comparison with a regular soldier. Salary for a regular soldier it is around 40,000, while for the Agniveer it is 30,000. Eligibility for pension. A soldier employed on regular service will draw a pension post-retirement, while an Agniveer will not. Battle casualty. The family of regular soldier get a liberalized family pension which is equal to last pay draw for life. For Agniveer, the family will get only a non-contributory insurance sum. Gratuity. It is not available for Agniveer. Prison death in India. In a recent report of the Supreme Court Committee on Prison Reform, suicide was found to be the leading cause of unnatural death other than aging or illness among Indian prisoners. In 2021, a total of 2,116 prisoners died in judicial custody, and with around 90% of cases recorded as natural death. Uttar Pradesh recorded the highest number of overall deaths. Since 1993, the National Human Rights Commission has to be intimated within 24 hours of occurrence of any casual death. Supreme Court in R.D. Upadhyay versus State of Andhra Pradesh 1996 has noted that prisoners suffer from a double handicap regarding health. They do not enjoy the access of medical expertise and because of their living condition they are exposed to more health hazard. The Model Prison Manual of 2016 and Mental Health Act 2017 outline the inmates' right to health care. Justice Amitava Roy Committee has recommended measures to reduce violence amongst prisoners, speedy trial, and for prevention of suicide in prison. Next topic is 75th anniversary of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. December 10, 2023 marked the 75th anniversary of Universal Declaration of Human Rights UDHR. On 10 December 1948, the UN General Assembly approved the Universal Declaration of Human Rights at a meeting in Paris. It was a response to the atrocities of World War II and an effort to establish a common understanding of the basic rights and freedom to which all people are entitled. According to the UN, human rights are inherent to all people, regardless of their race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other. Human rights include right to life and liability, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, right to work and education, etc. It is not a legally binding treaty, but it has served as a source of inspiration for the development of international human rights law. The UDHR consists of a preamble and 30 articles that articulate a broad range of civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights. The declaration says that all are equal before the law and they employ, and that everyone is entitled to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal. And it says that everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. एंड दैट्स इट। तो हमारा ये टॉपिक खत्म हुआ। अगला वीडियो में हम लोग पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस से शुरू करेंगे, जो कि काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है। तो आप लोग हमारे साथ वीडियो में बने रहें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें अगर आप लोग हमारे चैनल पर नए हैं। प्लेलिस्ट पे जाकर चेक करें, अगर आप लोगों ने पहले के वीडियोस नहीं देखे तो प्लेलिस्ट में पूरा का पूरा लिंक दिया हुआ है, आप लोग जाइए उसे चेक कीजिए और हमारे साथ बने रहिए। वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें उन लोगों तक जो इस बार का UPSC CSE 2024 देने वाले हैं, उन तक इस वीडियो को जरूर पहुँचाएं ताकि उनका रिवीजन अच्छे से हो सके और वह भी करंट अफेयर में काफ़ी अपने आप को मतलब अच्छा महसूस कर सके, क्योंकि करंट अफेयर का काफ़ी बड़ा सेक्शन होता है। तो हम बिल्कुल भी नहीं चाहेंगे किसी का करंट अफेयर की वजह से कोई क्वेश्चन छूट जाए। तो मिलते हैं आपसे अगले वीडियो लेक्चर में, तब तक रिवाइज करें, देखते रहें और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें। जय हिंद, जय भारत।